Salute, because welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, reviewing the latest trending topic news and entertainment. And tonight, we got a great show for y'all. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with me, Primo Grande, the one and only Cold Seasons, and we are the Brunch Fellas. Peace, big cuz. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. We about to roll into this 4th of July weekend next week. So I'm feeling good, man. I don't have no complaints. And I got a lot of shit to complain about. But so for me to say I have no complaints, that's excellent.
Yeah. That's always a good thing, man. No complaints. Who's gonna listen anyway?
Nobody.
But man, shoot, before we get into our topics, y'all, we want everybody to head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood El at BK Soul Farm. The link is in the description. Y'all make sure you go over there and get that. And then also don't forget, subscribe to DB Chef TV on YouTube and put your name in the hat to win $100, y'all. We give away $100. Show love to y'all for showing love to us each every third Sunday of the month. We're doing that all year long. But in order for you to get in the game and win, you got to subscribe at DB Chef TV. So we appreciate when y'all do that. Also, y'all don't forget, we got DB Chef TV merch. Okay. Links is in the description. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. What can they do for us, Cold Seed?
Smash that like.
Smash that like. Okay, little thumbs up. We appreciate that. And let's get into these topics. So man, first we got RIP to rapper Julio Foolio, who recently his killers have been sentenced, and they let them speak at the sentencing. So we're gonna go here what type of words they have for the youth. Then we got 1999 to 05, Rap City, the basement host and DJ, basically a broadcast legend, Big Tigger, arrested. We're going to go check out that story and see what's going on with that. Then we got to go, I don't even know where Take Heat from, but Grammy nominated producer, man, young brother by the name of Take Heat. Take Heat. Y'all know y'all heard that in a lot of these hits, man. Found deceased at 29 years old, young man, life taken away from him. So we're gonna go pay some respects and check out that story. Then we got actor comedian Faizon Love arrested. Actor and comedian. Don't forget, we gotta put some respect on Faizon, Big Perm, Big Worm. Arrested for child support though. So we're gonna go check out that story. Then we're gonna head to New York City, and it's a lot of people happy through the boroughs right now because New York City freezes the rent payments. So we're going to find out what that story is about. And then we got the Supreme Court of the United States. They got some new rules for people that want to seek asylum in the U.S. And, we've been dealing with a lot of immigration things. People have been seeing CBP out here putting the press on folks. So this is just something else that is pertains to that situation, and we're gonna go and check out that too. So let's go ahead and get into these topics, these trending topics.
That's right.
Today, 4 men convicted in the murder of Jacksonville rapper Foolio were sentenced in Hillsborough County, each receiving life in prison without the possibility of parole. Before leaving the courtroom today, some of the convicted killers delivered message to youth right here in Jacksonville. Our Christina Burgess has more from those powerful moments today inside the courtroom and what our crime and safety expert has to say about it. Christina?
Heather, 3 out of the 4 defendants spoke directly to young people, warning them that the violence and the lifestyle will cost you everything. And tonight, First Coast News crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says that message should hit home, urging parents to talk with their kids.
I want to say something to like Jacksonville though too. So to my city, man, it ain't worth it, boy. Like, it ain't worth it.
A powerful warning from Isaiah Chance.
Chance, along with Sean Gatherite, Davion Murphy, and Rashad Murphy, were all sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the 2024 killing of Jacksonville rapper Foolio, whose real name is Charles Jones. He was gunned down outside a Tampa hotel where he was celebrating his 26th birthday. Prosecutors say his murder was part of an ongoing gang war in Jacksonville.
I hope as well, for the community's sake, that there is some change, because this can't go on.
Before learning their fate, several of the defendants spoke directly to young people.
I just want to say to the Gen Z generation, change your life and do something productive with your life. Because in this predicament, it ain't worth it.
But this and
Now I want to talk about that real quick, because he was one of the ones who his family was directly affected. I believe his cousin got killed, and that's the reason why he was on that hit. So for him to be standing up there and say that is pretty significant.
Right. You know, I mean, I think, you know, when I look at this and I look at the, you know, for one, you have the victim impact statements, and you have the statements of the people that actually did the crime. You know, when I look at this, you know, we this is what we do. You know, we report on what's going on trending wise, but in the reality of it is, this happens every day, every single day. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. I think the words that he said, you know, as far as, you know, do better, change your life, you know, Gen Z, don't do this. I think that's the way to go. But this case is getting attention because it's high profile, because it was Julio Foolio. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about every single day in the hood, around the country, and it's not always a hood. When I say hood, I don't mean, you know, just like the projects, but I just mean the hood, because no matter where a person lives, that's their hood, you know. So this happens all the time, you know, it happens all the time. And I think with these young guys speaking up on it, I think young people need to listen, because, you know, our age, you know, where we at now. We can speak to the youth all we want. They're gonna be like, we're not trying to hear you, old head. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, you know, their words, even though what they did was messed up, but their words shouldn't be in vain, as far as don't put yourself in this situation and end up here. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. But a couple of other things that you did say, though, that I did see going with that whole, well, where he was going with it is that, for one, it is a hood everywhere. And when you were saying like how the young people don't listen to the old heads too much nowadays, you know, they don't listen to nobody. We got another story covering that later on. But that in particular is a great thing, that this is a high profile case. Another thing you were saying, because they take their cues from this. This is the culture.
Right.
So because they take their cues from this stuff, you know, I'm thinking that there's going to be this narrative where you're going to have people pushing like, oh, they some bands, they some B type ninjas, you know what I'm talking about? Right. They're going to say that. They're going to say, oh, they some suckers, oh, they this, they that. But everybody that I know that been to prison, even our own family members, they may not necessarily regret the crime. And I can't say that because I never asked them that, but they regret the time that they lost around their loved ones and people that they cared about for those experiences.
Right, but that's the that's the afterthought.
That is, but this is right on the front lines right here now with Julio Foolio, the rapper, right? People watching it now, people hearing it, it's getting perspectives, it's getting opinions, but they let them say they let them express their sympathy and their regret, you know, like you said too, a very accurate point, cuz this happened every day. But not every day do you get to see the whole trial play out, the conviction, and them getting the whole deal, getting dealt every single card. They already told them, like, we don't want to kill you because we want to put you to work, right? So we don't want to execute you. We want to give you life so we can get the sweat equity. Like they was already said that. So that's been exposed about the prison system, which is an eye opener because of this case. Because young people don't know that how the prison system work. Like, you think you out here getting money, and then you going in there and they using you for some 15 cents a day type,
slave work.
You know. So I mean, it's a very minimal pay. You know, that the slaves was for free. Okay.
Yeah,
Very minimal pay. So I'm like, they exposing that, and now you actually getting to see their regret because they've had time to sit still and think about their decision after they made it. Like you just said, it is the afterthought, but it's after they made it. Like, damn, maybe if I would have thought about this prior to making that decision, I wouldn't even be here right now. And I look at myself being a person who's been outside and understanding that, like, damn, you know, this should hit home to just, you know, like the brother was saying at the beginning about parents teaching that, because a lot of times we overlook the action first and we get so focused on the other thing or what we think it's going to be, or we haven't thought it through. And we just focused on that first thing, that emotion that they had to go and do this thing.
Right.
Not even thinking about the outcome of it or the reaction from their action. You know? So I think that, you know, I think it's good that it is a high profile case and that we get to talk about it, and, you know, I'm talking about, because and break it down like that for real, because we don't always get to see young people do this. We don't get to see old folk do this. We don't get to see a lot of folks sit back and talk about how, like, damn, I really wish I hadn't did that. You know, a lot of cats they do 30 years, 40, 50 years, and then get to come home. You know, we seeing Rick Ross now.
Right.
We're not seeing Rick Ross.
The real Rick Ross.
The real Rick Ross, yeah.
Right.
You know, we seeing who else? Some of them other the Ayatollah Mobs, and, you know, the Larry Hoovers, and, you know, I don't even think we seen him. I don't know if they let Larry Hoover out or not, but
no, Trump commuted his sentence federally, but he still couldn't do nothing for him with his local crime. So he still got, so he still never get out of prison.
Okay. But like Big Meech, you know, we didn't see these guys at sentencing. You know, we seen these guys after they came home. And it's a whole bunch of other street legends and guys, you know, that did it in the streets and stuff like that. But we didn't get to see the initial, like, damn, man, you know, I wish I really wouldn't have did that.
Right.
Because that's what it sounds like they all saying to me.
Right.
You know, let's go ahead and run it.
The beefing, the shooting, like, for what? Like, for what? Like, when you sitting in your cell alone, cold, it's lonely as hell in that bit. Everybody leave you. Like, nobody here for you.
Because of the high expectations, any opportunities and options we grow up with, we don't know what struggle looks like or how hard our parents had to work to provide these opportunities for us. We don't know what we have until it's gone.
Our First Coast News.
Man, before we get that, his parents got to be totally disappointed. His parents got to be totally disappointed, because when they did like all the other backstories for what it's worth, like, he had the most
going on,
you know, parent involved upbringing, you know.
Right.
I mean, like, they really try put him in diverse environments, and you know, he was able to travel. He was able to experience a lot of things that young kids, white, black, Latino, Asian, and American culture, you know what I'm saying? And I also say in America don't get to experience, you know, unless you have parents who are actively engaged in that type of stuff,
Right.
you know? So his parents got to be disappointed for real. They got to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, even if you didn't provide that for your child, you know, and for your child to end up on any kind of wanted list, or any kind of penal system list that's going to take, you know, the majority of their life, you know, everybody's not a great parent, but I think it hits every parent the same almost, you know, when your child gets sent up like that.
For sure. That's crazy, yo. That's so crazy.
Crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says this case should be a wake-up call for families.
If you feel that you need to be in the in crowd, you need to be popular, you need to be a part of a game because you think it's cool, because you're committing crimes and you're getting money, illegal money. You know, the message is it's not what it looks like. So talk to your children while they're young, explain to them there are consequences to actions.
Man, straight
right.
like that.
That's right. Yeah,
Straight
that's
like
right.
that.
That's it. I mean, that's it. He said
like
it in
that, right?
he said it in a nutshell. I mean, a lot of times we run stories on here, and we run stories that deals with underage people, and we revert back to where was the parents, right? Where was the people that that look after these people, or supposed to have some kind of guidance? You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to take lightly that, you know, raising your child in the village, it starts at home. Period. Because one thing about a house, when you have a house, I have a house, you have a house, right? That is your comfort zone. The minute you walk out that door, you got the whole world right there ready to beat you down or just have you any kind of way. You see what I'm saying? So in that peaceful place in your house, as grown men, we reflect in the house. So we know when we go outside, we be like, honestly, now when I go outside, I'd be like, man, I'm going outside. I want to get back home quick as possible. Period.
Quick as possible, right?
You know, that's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for your youth and when you're raising children, you got to put that into them too. You're going outside. This place where you lay your head at every day, this is a very safe place for you. But the rest of the world is out to get you. And you have to navigate, and you have to give them the tools to be able to navigate. And you can't just tell them that. You know, telling them that is sweet. You know, it's sweet to tell them that, but try to position yourself to where you can actually give them more tools to work with other than just telling them that. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about kids and the youth is if they don't get the attention that they need it at home, they're going to get it from the other side of that door. And you can't control that.
Say that.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the way it go. You know what I'm saying? You know, when we came up, you know, it was the whole dope era, all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? You can go home, you can look at your mom struggling and everything, and you can go right down the block, right down the street, depending on what area you lived on. It might have been a block, a street, or a road. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you can go.
Might have to go up the road, right?
Might have to go up the road. But
That's
you can
right.
go up that road, and there are people that's going to take you in to make that money. And you can make a little bit of money.
Make that money.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And you will end up finding the family outside of your family. But at the end of the day, that is not your real family. And that family is inevitably going to collapse at some point. You know, so I think it's important to, you know, give your kids all the business in the beginning and while they're at home, and keep them from going out and searching for attention, love, respect, ear to listen to, and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's where I stand with it. You know.
That's what's up, big cuz. I know you got you got 3 babies, man. Shout out to
Yeah,
all
man.
our babies.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, doing well. We see y'all doing y'all thing. Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and check out this story with Big Tigger. Big Tigger arrested. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man.
Just hours ago, we learned that V103's Big Tigger now facing charges after his arrest last Saturday. Well, Tigger, whose real name is Darian Morgan, is facing aggravated battery and cruelty to children after he was accused of putting his hands on his wife. Now, according to this arrest warrant, his wife, Alicia Brown, claims that she found text in his phone between him and another woman. This led to a fight. At some point, Morgan began recording her with his phone. Brown says that she snatched the phone, which led to him tackling her, causing her to bruise her lip. At some point, according to these warrants, Brown began unplugging his computer. It was then when she says he restrained her. And after multiple times of telling him to leave her alone, she says that is when he began pushing her out of the room. Now, according to this warrant, she lost her footing and hit her face on the door and then cut it. And she posted a video with some of those injuries to her face. Now, prior to this arrest, this is what Big Tigger had to say on his show about a social media post his wife made in connection to this alleged incident.
I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen.
Okay, so before we talk about Big Tigger, let me do this. We want to talk about Big Tigger real quick because I don't know if everybody knows who Big Tigger is and why we had to do this story. He's an influential urban radio host and personality, TV personality, best known for hosting the host of BET's Rap City. Used to call it The Basement. Okay. He was at V103 in Atlanta, like they say. He was at WPGC 1995.5 FM. He had Live in the Basement, Live in the Den with Big Tigger. He had BET's Rap City, also called The Basement. That was from like 99 to 2005.
Before MTV started doing anything real big.
Yeah, you know, like he was a BET Awards, red carpet host. He had syndicated shows, like Kingdom Business, Set Up, MTV's Wildin' Out, Like a Boss. He's official public announcer for NBA's Atlanta Hawks, official in-game host and resident DJ for the Falcons. He got voiceovers from video games, EA Sports Fight Night 04. You know, he rapped on tracks with major artists. He just dropped verses on R. Kelly's and Method Man and Redman joints. You know, so like when you see us put the respect on Big Tigger name and call him a legend, you know, it's not because we don't know what we talking about.
Right.
You know,
and we grew up in the era with Big Tigger.
Right. You know, a lot of people ain't gonna put that on the TIGGR, but you know, just because he's going through a situation with a domestic situation with his wife, you know, we don't never want to see families, especially not Black families, going through no bad stuff. But now we gotta get into it though. So
Let's do it.
so it's a
Let's do
cell
it.
phone the reason to start a fight though. What do you think? I mean, so she went through the phone, she found something. What happened? Cause
Much respect and much love to Big Tigger.
yeah, but we gotta
Yeah.
yeah, we gotta
So I think
toast
that
to you, Ted.
I think that in a relationship, and let's go bigger than a relationship, in a marriage. A marriage is like a roller coaster. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. You have your up moments and you have your down moments. I believe that this is a situation where they had a domestic dispute. The police got called. I think once the police got called, she, in her statement, she said, "I lost my footing and I hit my head." Right? She never really said that Tigger really assaulted her. And I don't want to get a whole bunch of backlash from this.
I'm just saying though,
You know
because
what I'm saying?
if he wasn't trying to restrain her or nothing, then she wouldn't have had no backlash, right?
Right.
For the backlash.
Right.
But if she wasn't popping, he might not have had to pop back.
He might not have to pop back. Right. So I think this is the thing, because at the end of the day, if she really wanted to go after him, she would have been like, these injuries came from him. She clearly said the injuries that she got came from her losing her footing. So she's trying to protect her husband.
You think
You get what
so?
I'm saying?
You think that's what she's trying to protect?
Definitely. She's trying to protect her husband. She called the police, and then once the police got there, she was like, oh shit, this is real. This is happening right now. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't as serious as what
she realized the Montel Jordan wife joint, where she could leave now and take half, or she could stay and have everything.
Yeah. After she lunched
out.
She lunched out. She lunched out in the beginning when she grabbed the phone. The phone, nowadays, people's phones are like their diary and stuff like that. People take their phones really serious. So I don't think that.
Say Montel Williams. I meant Montel Jordan.
Montel Jordan, yeah. We got it's a Montel. Most Montels are fucked up. Excuse me. My bad, Montels. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's as big as what it is. He came out, he made a statement, and I believe that the police report that she gave, when she said is a phrase in there where she said, "I lost my footing." When she said, "I lost my footing," that means that he did not cause these injuries to me. You get what I'm saying?
Want that to me?
No, that's what that means. If she flipped the script and she said, "I want everything because he bust my head wide open,"
she boxing a man. Of course, she gonna lose her footing. Of course, she gonna lose her footing. But she boxing a man.
No one
had no footing.
Listen. But she never said boxing, so she never said she got struck by him. She did say push.
Strange.
She said push and restraint, but restraint, listen.
That's a
so listen. So if you're
things.
Listen. So if you come to the house, right, and you be like, yo, Cole, I'm about to leave. I'm leaving right now, and I know you hit, and I be like, you're not leaving, and I stand in front of the door. That's restraining. And then on top of that, if you was just like, if you was
for me,
listen, hold on, listen. If you was
I'm not restrained.
If you was a band
outside the door, move for the door.
If you was a band,
I could go out. I could go through the garage. I could go out the back.
Listen, yeah, it's so many doors you can leave.
I ain't restrained. But
listen, if you was a band, like if you was a band, when I say band, a BA ninja, right? Yeah. What you can do, you can actually go to the police station, and because I blocked you from leaving, you can file kidnapping charges on me. That's how the law.
Because I was drunk though, right?
You was drunk. You was drunk. But I restricted. Right, but I restricted your movement. So you can't restrict a person's movement. A person is free to move how they want to move. You can't restrict their movement as an adult. Now your kids. You can restrict their movement, and the police be like, that's your parents. What you want us to do? But I don't think that this is a thing where it's going to be like a really big deal about it. I do believe from the language that she gave from her police report that there was a domestic situation. It was heated. He did pounce on her. She did pounce on him. The police showed up and she was like,
Oh, they
yo,
fought. She fight, dude. She was mad. She found out about that chick. She was mad.
you know, I'm not,
She
I,
found
I'm
out
not
about
gonna
that chick. She was mad. She
listen.
she probably threw something on on Tig.
Right. Listen. So one of the things that probably left out with the snatching the phone before she snatched the phone, she probably threw a vase at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she
Probably
broke
punch him in the face.
She
You know
broke
what?
some stuff.
I'm not gonna do that. But you know, at the end of the day, I think
Dared
this
him.
is
She dared him there. She dared
right.
him to
I
hit
dare
her.
you to hit me. But I don't think this is a situation
Dared him.
where, you know, it's going to end in divorce or nothing like that. I think this is a couple that went through something. It was things was happening very fast. And she called the police on Big Tick.
Man, I think Tig been cheating. I ain't even gonna put that on them like that.
No. So the cheating is not
been cheating, and I think she just was.
But the
fed up.
cheating is not the issue when it comes to this.
No,
The
it's
actual
the lie.
court,
It's the lie. It's the getting caught in the lies that is
right?
is the thing that hurt.
The issue
I
is the court
understand
case,
that.
and the court case have to deal with, you know, restraining a person from leaving and assault, right?
But see, this
that's
the thing.
that's
But
what
but
that's
this
the
the
major
thing.
issue that he has to deal with right
Is he
now.
gonna press charges on his daughter's mother? He ain't gonna.
No, absolutely not. And the language that she gave, that she didn't want to press charges against him. So
Oh
in
no.
certain listen, so in
Oh
certain
no, I ain't
states,
hear
listen,
that part. I ain't hear that
listen,
part.
listen. So in certain states, right? So say like a state like Virginia, right? If you call the police and you say anything about any kind of violence, you can be like, I don't want to press charges against this person. I just want y'all to come here to calm the situation down. Now, what happens is the Commonwealth attorney or state attorney, whatever you want to call it, in whatever state, has the right to say, you know what? You don't even have the right to say you ain't gonna press the charges. We as the state are going to press the charges.
Yeah, y'all can do that in Commonwealth. They can do that. I
You see what
understand
I'm
that,
saying?
but I mean, an arrest has to be made in order for the charges to be decided whether they're gonna be picked up or not, like indicted or not. So even at that
Right, but
stage,
an arrest.
if the arresting officer can make a determination, that's fine, right? But then it still has to go through that. So you'll get locked up. You're gonna pay bond, right?
Maybe not. Maybe not. An arrest is broad. You know what I'm saying? They can still release everybody on a summons to come back to court.
Okay, then that.
But a summons is an arrest.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a ticket, you got to go pay the toll.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So
but
yeah, I mean, that's how it goes.
I wouldn't put too much skin in the game on this Big Tigger and his wife thing. I think they love each other. I think after all these years, they had a crazy night.
Do you think it affects any of those things? Like he's hosting the Falcons, he's DJing at the Falcons, he's DJing, you know.
Yeah.
Games at the end for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Do you think those people back away from him till?
It depends. It depends on the contract, because contracts like that with those type of celebrities, they have something called in their contracts called a moral clause. And if they violate their moral clause that conflicts with in lines with what that organization believes in, then yeah, it can affect your money.
But how do you validate a moral clause when your wife could have threw the first punch, okay? Even though you really threw the first punch because you got caught cheating. So that's that.
No, but you mean the physical punch.
But then
the situation.
Right. And then the police got involved, and now the public is involved because we sitting here talking about it, and we don't work for the Falcons, the Hawks, or Big Tigger. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So like now the public got involved with it, and it's always perception. It's not, do they go sit down with Tig and say, hey, because if it's a contract, they can just pay him and be like, don't worry about it, we'll pay you, we can go get somebody else. Like,
nah, but
they got enough money to be like, how much we owe you, how many more years you have,
right,
okay,
right,
they go all that up front,
right?
You know, you might need it, you probably gonna need it anyway if she trying to go and take a half.
I don't think I think by her language and her statement, with I lost my footing, and I'm sticking on that. With I lost my footing,
You think
I believe
that
it,
exonerates him from the whole,
right? Even with his contracts,
even if he did put some little Ike down, then it's okay.
no, it's not okay if he puts some
Then
Ike
it's
down.
okay. Then it's,
But I believe it could save his contracts.
free. So it's free Big Tigger. Is it free Big Tigger? Yeah, I mean, he already out.
Yeah, it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Tigger had a domestic dispute. Now, here's what I do want to tell people: is at the end of the day, if you put your hands on somebody in the streets, you can put your hands on somebody in the streets and go to court and go through the whole process of it. If you put your hands on somebody in your household, your spouse, your children, a person that's living with you, that is domestic violence. Domestic violence has a heavier charge than a fight in the street, because the way the courts look at it.
Don't believe that aggravated assault is aggravated. The AG might get you some years.
No, so
DB,
aggravated,
you might have to get some counseling.
Yeah, you're talking about two different. So aggravated assault, that's something different. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, the courts look at it like, if this person will put their hands on somebody in their own house that they love and around all the time, they can put their hands on somebody else. But the way I look at it is, I'm more likely to put my hands on somebody that I'm around all the time, because I'm around them all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not,
no, I don't. That's wild, but
yeah. I mean, but because let's look, hold
hugs, unless it's for some hugs, and
we're not gonna put no hugs on it, cuz we're not gonna put no hugs on it. Listen to this. Listen. If me and you, we got a place, right? And then we invite, we got a little mini mansion, right? You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like where you're going with that.
Right. The joint got like 5 rooms.
Now you got your half. I got my. Now that ain't a mini mansion, family. That is a mini,
okay. Well, 8 rooms. Let's say 8 rooms.
A mini
okay. Let's say
is 5, but a mansion. If we're gonna have a mansion, all right.
Right. But I'm talking about
6 rooms is a starter pack.
Okay? Right. Okay. Like, so let's go to 6 rooms.
Let's go 10. Let's go 10 bedrooms.
Let's go 10 bedrooms. 10. We got
13
bedrooms,
bathrooms,
baby.
10 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms.
God damn. Okay, 10 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms. Hey, look, this story. Hey, when we doing that? Can we do that?
I'm saying, but hey, look, I just built the place.
Hey, look,
go ahead and take
nigga, 2027. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying,
look,
how we getting the boxing up in there? Because
listen,
I ain't looking at
it because what happened is, Cole and DB, we got this mansion, right? How many rooms?
10 bedrooms,
10 rooms, 10 rooms.
bathrooms.
So you got a room and I got a room, so that leave 8 rooms. And we're like, you know what, man, we can go ahead, like, Jive Max just join out and make some money, right? Whether we're doing streaming or whatever the case may be.
Oh, so we running OnlyFans, we getting on some Sauce Walker, we getting on that sauce.
Yeah, all that.
OnlyFans,
all that.
Okay.
All that, nigga.
Okay.
We got 8 more rooms. We can put 4 guys in one room and 4 girls in the other 4 rooms. You get what I'm saying? So we do that.
Oh,
but then
8 girls in there. Okay, go ahead.
You want to do 8 girls? Okay.
I mean,
all right.
I don't know what you was thinking, but okay.
Listen, no, but I'm trying to make the point. You know
I'm trying to get the boxing though, because right now with us,
but listen, so we got a guy in there. We one of the 4 guys decide he want to be the Broad Street bully. He want to come in there and try to start bullying people. You know what I'm saying? Not just them, but then it rolls over into Cold Seasons and DB, where you think you're gonna come over here and say this type of shit. It's about to be some boxing going on in that motherfucker.
But you talking about me or you boxing that person? We not talking about us boxing though. I'm just saying, like, if you running any type of Drewski situation, love and hip hop situation, housewife situation, you know, if you're doing anything, yeah, I don't know if Casa not gonna have them fighting on there though, because he a little bit, I don't know, he a little different, but I don't know yet, you know, because Drewski's thing is like they are crazy on that joint. So I
Hey,
don't know
Kim,
if he's going with that same. I don't know if he's going with that same vibe or not. We'll see. But no, but I'm just saying, like, you always gonna have that, but that ain't domestic violence. All that's on the camera. Everybody done sign NDAs. If you, especially if we put
right
four
in
women
that
in there
situation,
and four men in there, and we gonna put them on camera, then they getting some type of payola, and we streaming or something, right?
but see
So
that's what the
we
NDA.
need
But if you
foolishness
at home,
to get views.
okay, so let's dumb it down. Let's leave the mini mansion. Let's go to
But
to
that
the
still
five.
don't got us boxing though.
Let's go, not me and you. Let's go to the 5-bedroom mini mansion, right? So you got the
No,
5-bedroom.
you know what? No, let's go to the next topic. Okay.
Hold on. Pause for a second.
Let's
give the shout outs.
But how do
Let's
you
get a
think
shout
Big
outs
Tigger
to.
gonna feel about? How you think Big Tigger gonna fare out? You know,
I think
family-wise?
he'll be fine. I don't think nothing's gonna come of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nothing is going to come of it at all. Let's give a shout out to Bug, man. She been shouting us out since we came on. What up, Bug?
Over here in the chat. Okay, so we got Bug in there. What up, Bug? And then we got who else we got in here? YC Castro 9703. Hey. We doing good. We doing good.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all pulling up.
Hearts right back at you.
Smash that like button. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into this next topic though, y'all. So we got Grammy nominated producer. I don't know if people even know who Take Keith is. I know some of the younger people might be familiar with Take Keith, but we're gonna go and check out this video, and then we're gonna get into Take Keith.
Let's do it.
The music industry is mourning the loss of Take Keith. Take Keith, the Grammy-nominated hip-hop producer behind certified diamond hit songs like Travis Scott's Sicko Mode and Beyonce's Before I Let Go, was found dead in his apartment on June 18th, per Tennessee law enforcement. He was 29 years old. Metro Nashville PD indicates in a statement released on Twitter that no foul play is suspected. They add, he was found dead in his Martin Street apartment this afternoon by officers performing a welfare check. His death is unclassified pending autopsy results. His official cause of death has not yet been shared. The Memphis native frequently collaborated with Drake, helping orchestrate countless beloved tracks in the Canadian's music catalog, including Non-Stop, Look Alive, and Rich Flex featuring 21 Savage, which earned Keith his second Grammy nomination for Best Rap Song in 2024, following a nod for Sicko Mode in 2019. Beyond his prolific career working with top artists such as Beyonce, Eminem, Lil Uzi Vert, and many more, Tay also earned a degree from Middle Tennessee State University, a feat accomplished the same year Sicko Mode claimed the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Man, rest in peace, Take Keith. I can't even lie though, man. He had them shades on with that digital fatigue. That was hard, man.
Yeah.
Where he put that together, man. But
it was, man. I think the lessons of this is life is precious, and it doesn't matter what level you on in life. You know, whether you're somebody waiting to break through or just trying to do a little bit better, or whether you're somebody that has broken through and you're all the way up. You know, cherish every day like it's your last, because you know this guy had a lot of things going on. He was very young. You know, even to get up to 50 years old, you know, he still had another 20 something years to go. You know what I'm saying? I just think that you got to cherish life, man. You know, I think that's a very tragic situation watching his story, because he absolutely did the most, and he broke through in a way that millions of people want to break through. You know, yeah.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Take Keith, man. Real talk though, it's wild how looking at how they found him, and they was talking about they did a welfare check. They performed a welfare check. So that's interesting that somebody was calling, because usually when the welfare check is done, somebody has to call to say, hey, can you go check on this person? Because they haven't heard from him. So I wonder what he was dealing with that caused somebody to call and check on him, and how his communication was. What space was he in mentally at his life? What was he going through?
So do you think it
serious?
Do you think it was a self knockoff? I'm trying to say it in a way where YouTube won't,
Nah, I don't think he unalived himself. But I don't know. But
right. Because one thing,
because for them to find you, I mean, somebody called and did a welfare check. So
right.
As an investigator, if I was on the case, if I was Inspector Gadget, then that'd be the first person that I go holler at.
But you have people that you talk to every day. Like my children, talk to them every day. You know what I'm saying? One day go by, I might be like, this nigga ain't call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on?
It is though, family. It's different. Like, I don't have nobody I talk to every day.
Yeah, but you got a wife.
Like, I don't even talk to my wife every day.
Right. But okay, so you don't do it every day. But if you go through 2 days, 3 days, she's probably gonna be like, hey, where's DB at? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, of course, but
so that's what the wealth.
But if that's the norm, then it isn't anything abnormal. So what I'm saying is something has to become abnormal to even make that person say, hey, can y'all go check on this person? Because I ain't heard even if y'all's normal,
it's the loss of communication at the time, because you're used to talking to this person.
Right. So that's why I'm saying, like, Inspector Gadget got to go start there first. But that raises a little eyebrow in the situation, because I'm just like, yeah, they found him, but based on the information they provided, is somebody had to call to say, hey, can you go check on this person? Says that the police officers were doing a welfare check on, so when they're doing a welfare check, they're going to go and check on your well-being and make sure you're okay, because somebody who loves you called them and said, I'm concerned, and they might, and we don't know if that person knew that you was going through something or what you had going on or whatever, or it was just like you said, like, you just talking to your loved one every couple of days and it stops, or you talking to them every day and it stops for a few days,
right.
The routine breaks.
The pattern. It's the pattern,
pattern. The routine, the pattern breaks. So that's why I'm just like, it's still condolences because he's gone. It's still prayers and love to the family. But it's going to be interesting to see what else comes out behind this.
And this guy had hits. He had big hits. It wasn't just like runoffs. He had big hits. Beyonce, Drake, Sicko Mode. Like he had really big hits. And he was only 28?
Nah, he was 29. So
29.
So getting into what Tay Keith did, man. Tay Keith produced hits for some of the biggest names in hip hop and pop, including Drake, Nonstop, Look Alive, Travis Scott, Sicko Mode, Beyonce, Before I Let Go, like they said, Eminem, Not Alike, Sexy Red, Ski, and Get 'Em Sexy, those songs. He also had Block Boy JB, that Look Alive joint that had Drake on it. That was a really big record. Rover and Shoot. He had a Lil Nas X song, Holiday. Never heard it, but I'm sure it went. Polo G, Go Stupid. Moneybag Yo with Session Proof and Match My
Man, all he did was big tickets. That's it.
So he was producing hits for he was rocking with, he was in good company. When you say Drake, Travis Scott, Beyonce, Block Boy, Sexy Red, Eminem, Lil Nas X, Polo G, Moneybag Yo, like he was definitely the guy you go to,
right.
can, you know, get you one of them ones. So rest in peace, man. It's such a sad story, and prayers to the family. We do not know what he was going through, but it seemed, but I believe, you know, just me snooping around, you know, maybe it's the mimosas talking, maybe it's, you know, but I think that there was more to this story that's going to come out a little bit later.
It will.
You
Yeah,
know,
it will.
because they was performing a well-being check on him. So maybe the brother wasn't, you know, in the best mental state, you know, during that time, or physical state. Something was going on where somebody had to go check on him where they couldn't. But yeah, rest in peace, Take Key. And then we gonna move on over to Faizon Love, y'all. We got actor and comedian Faizon Love arrested for child support.
Yikes.
And yeah, that's crazy.
Actor Faizon Love, known for his roles in movies like Friday and Elf, will be released from jail. This after serving 16 days in a child support case. Love appeared in court in a wheelchair for this hearing that we're talking about. He was arrested just over 2 weeks ago in California after failing to turn himself in for contempt of court and failing to make child support payments. Love's attorneys argued he is struggling financially, saying he has no home, drives a 1999 vehicle, and has no savings, even relies on friends to help pay many of his expenses. But the attorney for the mother of his child argued Love has repeatedly ignored court orders, hasn't paid child support in years. Love himself testifying that he recently saw his daughter and does what he can.
You see your daughter too, right?
Yes, I had just saw her. This lady had dropped her off and gave her money because she just had a new daughter and she had no.
Let's just keep to this. I don't want you to get upset because you are an excitable gentleman, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Love, you have the current ability at this point in time to pay $2,500 a month in child support.
Right now? No.
The sentence is preventing him from working and ruining his name in Hollywood. So if he's in jail, he can't work.
Specifically told me that I wasn't going to get a dime, and that he was going to stop working and canceling shows. So I won't get anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you can email it to me, that would be great.
Well, Love will be released later today. Has until July 1st to put together a financial statement to prove his claims that he cannot afford the payments.
Okay, so before we get into Faizon Love, let's go ahead and run it down, man. For Faizon Love, man. Let's see what we got on Faizon Love, y'all. We got actor and comedian, highly recognizable Cuban American actor comedian.
Cuban American?
Cuban American, Cubano. Oh yeah. I mean, Keola.
Never knew that. Never knew that.
My man, look, Cuban American. I got him. I got the Oyes Dominicano. So, all right, we got standout breakout performance, best as the drug dealer Big Worm in the 1995 comedy classic Friday. He has maintained a prolific career in film spanning over 3 decades. All right, so we got Friday, we got Elf, Couples Retreat, Don't Be a Menace, to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, The Replacement, 3 Strikes, Made, Who's Your Caddy, Baby Kid, Zookeeper, The Media Man, Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Baps, Money Talks, Blue Crush, Fighting Temptations, Idlewild, Just My Luck, The Perfect Holiday, Big Mamas Like Father Like Son, Brother
Stop.
You know what I'm talking about, cuz? So like,
stop.
Listen. You gotta put some respect on Faizon's name when you talk about him, but
I'm not.
Now we have to get to today's.
I'm not. I'm a regular
we have
dude.
to get to today's matter.
Yes. Let's get to this because I have some things that I have to say.
Okay. We just
Faizon.
We just wanted to salute your work though, Faizon. Like I don't know how you can't pay your child support. Like that's a lot. Maybe
right. Thank you. You know, Faizon pretty much got the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory golden ticket to make moves and to do things, right? Honestly, when you said Faizon and you ran the story, all I thought about was Big Worm. But then when you start naming off all the other accolades, I can't in good faith say, oh well, maybe Faizon having a bad time. The report said that he has not paid child support in years. Years. I'm a regular dude. I went through that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Never had to go through the jail shit because you see my eyes. I'm about $145. I'm not going to jail. Not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I wanted to ride with him on this. I can't do it, bro, because you have too many accolades and you had time to pay it off. One, and you're a comedian. So at the end of the day, if you take the first check out of every week of your comedic stand-up, you can pay your damn child support for your children that can be the next you. You get what I'm saying? But instead, you're not pouring into them. You know what I'm saying? We pour into houses, we pour into cars, we pour into shoes and fashion and all that stuff. But the real important thing is to pour into your children. You get what I'm saying?
Maybe he told her, I don't want that baby.
Before or after he made the baby?
Of course. When do they do it? When do they do it? After, right?
That's all I'm saying. You have to make those calls before you do it, and then you have to take the precautions so that don't happen. Listen.
A lot of work for somebody.
Listen. You know, and don't even comment. Just let me talk. You know I'm left. You know I'm left, right? I'm not left, right. You know I'm left. You know what I'm saying? And you know how I roll. I have no sympathy for this guy right now from what I'm hearing from this report. I honestly don't. And I do like him. I like Big Worm. What he should have did was he should have started, once he had the title as Big Worm, he could have started a whole ice cream truck thing across the whole country called Big Worm Ice Cream and paid for his kids. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't get with it. I can't get with it. I can't
because he didn't do it.
I can't because I'm a regular dude that had to go through that same type thing, and I navigated my way through it. You know what I'm saying? And I paid it all the way up to where I didn't have to pay no more, and I was good. You know what I'm saying? And my kids
Do you think she lying? Do you think she lying when she say he told me I ain't gonna do no shows? I ain't gonna do no tours. I ain't gonna do no movies. I ain't gonna do nothing.
She is telling the absolute ball on my head truth.
She telling the truth, ain't she?
She's telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
He mad, and see, I don't get that. I don't get how. And I don't have babies, but I don't like broke. You know, like I don't do broke. So, but I can never get. When I look at you, when I look at some of the other men that's in my life and they take care of their children, all right, they take care of their babies. Those are the examples I know deadbeats too, okay? But it's no way that I could say I'm not gonna make sure that I am straight to be able to take care of them. It's no way. I'm not gonna sacrifice me.
So one thing
like he homeless, like his whole story is like right now he homeless, he can't pay for this. My friends pay for this, but I'm just saying, like you okay as a man, you okay with really being a bum out here with even if it sound like you a bum, even if he ain't, even if it's cap, even if he's doing some move, he got some trick move where he hide money to evade child support, like that's still some type of sucker type ish. Like take care.
Listen, one thing you just said, you said you don't have children, right? Right? I have watched you pour in to other people's children.
But I'm just saying
you don't have children.
Yeah,
so how this nigga got children? And let me back up off the mic because I'm getting some distortion. But how this nigga have children and he don't pour into his own children. I'm
That's
looking at
what
my
I'm saying.
own cousin, and I watch you pour into other people's children, other people's families, and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that I get it because I know it's all the truth. But at the same time, I'm like, how do you allow yourself, like, with all that work, when we talking about all these movie credits, all that work, like, you know, Faizon Love is not somebody in Hollywood that you would say isn't part of black film, you know? And he's even crossed over too. So you would say, like, man, like he's a staple in black Hollywood for sure. Like, if we looking at what our people have done in Hollywood, like, he's a name you gotta give him, you gotta put some respect on it. So it's like, but then as a man, you standing here telling a woman that you know you slept with, that you know you slid in raw, that you know you shot up the club, I ain't gonna work, I ain't gonna do nothing, so you don't get no money. So like, and then like, that's a whole bum. That's like, Faizon, we love you, man, but you looking like a whole bum out here. For real.
Faizon is cooked. I mean, I can't roll with.
You're not looking like a band, but he looking like a bum ass ninja. You know? For real.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how I feel about it. I can't rally behind it. You know, I know me and you talked earlier today. And you told me what the stories was. I didn't go back and look what was going on and all that stuff. But once I heard the story, like, I was still on Faizon's side a little bit. But then you got this new thing that you're doing where you're actually adding the accolades of the people that we talk about. And then when I heard
you can't tear him down, it's like you can't tear him down first. No, that's not what I was trying to say. I know it was gonna come out like that, but we gotta acknowledge that, you know, that there is some good too, you know, because they can't just be defined by they one bad thing that we just got on the surface right now. Like, they still have some accolades and some things that is of value. So it ain't that we throwing them away, because black folks forgive everybody for everything.
But when you talk about it, but listen, when you talking about a child support case, and okay, he's going for this child support case, and then you mention all the accolades, you'd be like, well, how is this even happening? How is this possible? You know what I'm saying? And
I'm examining his words, because, like, I'm examining what he's saying out his mouth, you know, and what she's saying, like, what they bring into the story. Because I'm looking at it like he's sitting up here saying, I can't, he's telling his attorney, I can't pay this, I can't afford myself. That's what he's saying. I can't even afford myself. So it's no way that I could take care of this child. Like, how? And then you telling her, I'm not gonna work, I'm not gonna do this, and then you ain't gonna get nothing. Like,
when it come to Faizon, that's some bullshit. It really is.
Saying, though,
you know
like,
I'm
not
now
gonna live, man. Like, you're supposed to have your baby with you, live, and showing him how to do that stuff. Like, it's like even if it was a mistake to him, he not even looking at it like, okay, I ain't love her, I just smashed, and it don't take love to make a baby. All it takes is not giving a F-U-C-K, but just F-U-C-K-I-N-G. All right.
But listen,
so in doing that, he could say, all right, now I got a baby. This is somebody who didn't even meet their father until I was 40. Okay.
Right.
So I'm coming from that experience.
I get it.
Not from experience that I got a child now, but what would I do? Where did I learn from? I had to learn from somewhere, right? So, and looking at that, he ain't even looking at what he could do now, being a bossing up, getting these shows, still working, still doing things, scaling it. You know, if it's streaming, if it's something with the internet and all that, taking this comedy, doing whatever he gotta do, so he could stay up, so his money match all them credits that we seeing. You know, his lifestyle, when we look at him, like, what's another black actor that we would say,
listen,
like,
hold up,
like Clifton Powell, right? You think Clifton Powell is broke like this?
But one thing about everything that
All
you're
them
saying
brothers
is
from the Y. What's the brother name?
you have something
Come on, family.
that a lot of people don't have. Regular people, you have a knack for financial literacy. We do plenty. Hold up.
He don't got access though.
Huh? He
don't
do.
got access.
But listen, we do plenty of shows where we talk about things and you bring the financial literacy into the play, right? You know, this is one of those things where this guy, he do. This is one of those guys.
He can't answer the question.
He already got a heads up on everything as far as when it comes to how to maneuver life. He's already in the limelight, all that good shit. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, none of that shit that he's talking about, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's not an excuse. What it is, and I'm gonna take a page out your book to get on my nerves sometime when we be having these conversations.
It's not an excuse.
He did not have his mother freaking finances in order and straight to be able to handle this. And then when the fire got under his ass,
it's deeper than finances, cuz.
Listen, when the fire got under his
morally
ass,
corrupt. He morally corrupt. He can't even if he had his finances together, like, because if you could put your energy into hiding your finances, then you got your finances.
not hiding them. You shouldn't have to hide them.
I'm saying, but
raise your
because-
babies.
So
Raise
you
your
think that
babies.
he got friends that's really just taking care of him? Like he just really that dude on the couch? Is he really that dude on the couch? And they
It's
like, oh yeah,
possible.
Faizon just sleep on my couch because back in '88 he helped me do this, and
It's
in
possible.
'89
You know-
he helped me do this. So in '93 he helped me do this, so he get to sleep. Me and my wife get to wake up and walk and look at this dude. Oh, but this Faizon. Nah,
I gotta
fam.
deal with that shit with
Nah, family.
my daughter's boyfriend.
Nah, family, he a bum, but you a dad and you dealing with children growing up. He a grown ass man, older than us, you know, and he on bum time. And you know what I'm saying? We still gonna pray for you, Faizon. We still love you.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, absolutely,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Like,
but you got to
man,
do better, bro. You got to do better.
Better for real.
You got to do better. You can't turn around and like you can't have the babies and have a freaking portfolio as big as your portfolio and then say you don't have a portfolio. That's pretty much what he's saying. He's trying to dumb himself down to a regular guy that's not Faizon.
A deadbeat. That's not even regular, because a regular brother gonna be like, man, I got a couple jobs. I'm trying to keep this little ratchet Joan off me, man. I already know I smashed it. I was turned up one night at the club, but I gotta make sure because I know she's stupid.
Nah,
You know
regular
what I'm
guys,
saying?
regular guys don't do that. So I made that.
You know,
listen.
A regular would do that.
No.
Yeah.
You learn when you go to child support court. So I went to child support court. I'm gonna share a story. I went to child support court. I said, man, I'm in school and I got 2 jobs. The judge was like, oh yeah, okay. He ain't care about the school.
Nope.
How much is that first job making?
Yeah.
It's making this much. How much is that second job making?
Yeah.
It's making this much. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, but it was still under, right? But
Yeah.
because of my past career, the judge said, well, you're still making under what your past career made, but the courts see that you have the potential to make this. So we're going to charge you with the potential. And what you have to pay is what your potential is that you can make, because this is what you made before. So go for what you made before.
So step your game up because
That's what they do, bro.
Because we
Yes.
got our foot on your neck, right?
Right. So Faizon has the potential to be a movie star / millionaire. This, that, and the third. What they say they wanted from him? 4,500? No,
25. They wanted
25.
2,500.
Yeah, you know, regular nigga type stuff. 2,500 is if you got like 4 kids and you paying one baby mama for 4 kids. That's 2,500. And when you pay that, probably what's going to happen is your check, what you're going to end up at the end of the month is like $700-800 a month if you got a dope ass job.
So that's with a job, but that's not with somebody like Faizon where he can do comedy shows, do gigs, apply for auditions and stuff. And
He can make $4,500 off of one show.
You know, so
He fucked himself.
And I'm
He
thinking
sh-
he could make more than that off a show. I'm thinking at least for Faizon, I'm thinking he at least got to get 10. You know, he got a resume.
Nah. We can get
Faizon don't get 10.
Hey,
Snatch.
nah, man. We probably can get
How
Faizon.
not?
Man, I think for real, right now.
Even if he got to travel and everything, you gotta get that man 10.
Nah, I'm not giving him 10, bro. I give Faizon
10.
Nah, I give Faizon 2,500 to come to a comedy club.
25.
Yeah.
You fatty.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't nowhere in the world. Faizon gonna tell you to kiss his butt.
And guess what? He won't be able to pay his child support, nigga. So you gonna come get this child support money, or you gonna flake off.
See now you want to see, and this is why he worth 10, because you want to threaten him with the 2,500 and his child support, because you know you're gonna make your money.
Listen,
gonna come out to see him.
He put himself.
And that's why at the bare minimum, Faizon is worth 10 for a comedy.
No,
crazy, because you can sell the tickets for $100. You gonna make your money back.
It don't matter. I'm the promoter. I'm the promoter. I can sell the tickets for 1,000. My job is to get him there. So I can sell the tickets for $500.
You're not gonna sell the tickets for $500 and only be giving him 2,500. It ain't gonna.
Yes,
happen.
you can. You can do that. Listen, Pearl. You booking the artist. When you book the artist, you call his agent. The agent say, "Hey, it's gonna cost $5,000 to get."
He's not gonna show. He gonna take your money and not show.
He's not gonna take my money because I'm assuming for taking my money and not showing up.
So you're gonna pay more for the attorney for 2,500 punk ass.
I'm going to sue him and get my motherfucking money back, even if it's only $100 profit.
See?
No bullshit. No bullshit.
Yes, promoters, man. We got man.
Not,
we going to the next topic.
No, we not. No, you can't do that.
Got no more time for Faizon. Yeah, we do, because we on a time schedule. So
let's do it.
You know, you janky promoter anyway.
I know.
Faizon
No,
don't never book
you know what? Nah, you say, nigga, you say we gonna move on, and then you want to come back with the janky promoter bullshit.
I'm just saying, yeah. I gotta give you that last one right there.
Nah, you ain't give me nothing. You put the last one on me. That's what you did. I seen what you did, nigga. Come on, let's go with your next story, man. I ain't fucking with you right now.
Crazy, man. Crazy. So we're gonna head up to New York City, y'all. They freezing rent payments for some folks. It's a lot of good, happy people in the boroughs. So we're gonna see what they happy about.
Following a historic vote to freeze rent for nearly 1 million rent-stabilized apartments, the city's Rent Guidelines Board delivered the 7-1 vote Thursday night, which will grant a rent freeze for 1 year and 2-year leases. Tenants say it's a game changer in the fight to keep New York affordable.
Oh my goodness, I'm ecstatic. I'm literally walking on cloud 9 right now.
I'm so proud of people my age and young people getting together and forming coalitions, because when we do that, we can make an impact.
The final vote, which came after more than a dozen public hearings and multiple data reports, was a punch in the gut for property owners who say they are already struggling to maintain their buildings.
We'll have to lay off some of the supers. Only choice. It's a business. People don't get it.
Housing has costs, and this has become a political game.
Mayor Mamdani, who made freezing rent a centerpiece of his mayoral campaign, now fulfills a campaign promise. In a statement, the mayor said in part, "This is the relief that working people across our city deserve."
Yeah. All right, what you think about that, Cole? What you think about that?
So when you look at it and you listen to it, it's not a rent freeze for everybody in New York that that's renting property. This is a rent freeze more for elderly and disabled people, and they can apply for a permanent rent freeze, meaning they would never pay nothing. I don't think that's sustainable at all. That's not going to happen, because they have, even the people that you're talking about, the elderly and the disabled, they get SSI and Social Security, so they can pay something. The tenants, I'm a property owner that has a tenant. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's no way that you can come stay on my property for free. If I have my property zoned as elderly or disabled, I am going down to the county immediately and changing that, you know what I'm saying, to where it's just, it's not for disabled people. So when people hear it and they look at the rent freeze, they look at it as like, is a rent freeze for everybody? It's not for everybody. It is not, it's totally not for everybody. It's for elderly and disabled people. And they have the opportunity to go full-fledged and file for paperwork to have permanent rent free. But at the end of the day, you can't do that to tenants that have a home. Now, at the end of the day, if you turn around and you say people can do a permanent rent freeze, then that means that the state is going to subsidize the property owner and still pay the property owner to where the tenant don't pay nothing, but the property owner still gets money for it. You get what I'm saying? So, but I don't think this is
no. I don't get what you're saying. But so let me find out what you're saying so it could be accurate to the viewer. So those people who can actually file for a permanent one, what you're saying is, to be clear, is that the government subsidy. So like they're going to pay that. They're going to pay that the offset.
Right. So the tenant.
The tenant will pay what the
nothing.
Subsidy. If it's a rent free, well, it won't be nothing. Well, it will be nothing if it's freeze, right? Because no. The freeze means your price don't go up. So they'll pay that portion. The tenant will pay that portion. All right. And then whatever the remaining portion is, then the city will pay that.
Yes.
So if the rent is $3,500, but then you only as a tenant only have to pay $500, then the city will cover the other $3,000.
Right.
And they'll do that permanently.
Right.
For that disabled resident or elderly resident, right?
Right. So in that case, the property owner kind of wins because it's guaranteed money. They don't have to worry about.
Now it almost makes it like Section 8,
Right. But it's only for disabled and elderly. It's not for regular people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So if I came to New York and I was like, yo, I've been in New York for like a year, I've been paying rent, and then now they announced this freeze day before yesterday or whatever, it don't mean my rent freeze.
That's right. Yeah, well, they said that specifically. It's not to regular renters, it is to disabled. So like a person like myself, I'm a disabled vet.
Right.
So I might be able to get something off the rent, baby. I might be able to get something off the rent, baby.
You probably can get some subsidies, and especially with being a veteran. So it's probably more. It probably boosts it up more. But it's not. When people hear this,
But do you think that it's teetering towards socialism though? Do you think though, like the Mondami came in and he's just like, yeah, we're gonna lower rents and
I would say that.
Because the landlords have made a valid point. Like, we have a business to run. So if we don't get the subsidies,
they're going to get it.
Then their prices are going, because the cost of living, as inflation happens, everything goes up. So cost of living goes up, prices go up, everything. It's a normal process, right?
So they're not saying that you have to bring down the price of what you're charging for the unit. They're saying disabled and elderly people, we have a subsidy. So stop charging them, give them a chance to put in their appeal to make it permanent, but we're still going to pay you your rent that you have. So they're not going to lose nothing. They're not going to lose. They're still going to get their money. So let me ask you this. So did you read that somewhere, or is this guess? And the reason I read it. When we talked earlier today, I pulled it up and I read it.
So New York City is going to cover the remainder
of the balance for the elderly and the disabled.
Then I don't know why then they probably showed landlords just now who haven't read the legislation, the full bill.
Right. But listen, but here's the other thing. When you read it, and even if you don't read it, for New York to say that they're going to do that, what does that mean? that means that the taxes are going to be raised because now these people don't have to pay nothing, and that money has to be covered some way, and that money is going to be covered by raising taxes. So that's
a
what
good
people.
point.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
You know,
I
so
do.
that
That's a good point. But then where does it stop? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, where does it stop? Because at some point, if they can just make the law to say, okay, well, these people don't have to pay this, all right, and we're going to pay this amount, all right, then what makes it where they can't just make a law to say, okay, well,
they won't be able to
everybody,
do it. They won't be able to do it because
well,
it's a one.
everybody's rent can be
Nah,
capped, and we
they
just
can't.
capping rents all across the board.
They can't do that because it's a one-off. So he has the chance to do it right now because he has the power. The next person that come in, they can totally reverse that. So it's not. Right now what we're talking about is not going to be
But
a
why would
permanent
it?
thing.
But see, this is my thing. I don't think they will reverse it because if it's like you said, tax revenues for the city can increase, then I think that makes all the sense in the world to
To keep it
continue
going.
to keep it
Right.
going and
Right.
increase it. You know, to find other ways to say, okay, well, we can step on these toes right here. The toes already stepped on. So it's like, well, we can go ahead and step up on the rest of the foot, and then we can, you know, for after soon.
So what it's going to do is it's going to
covered.
end up making New York one of the highest tax places.
And then
Florida
you ain't got
was
nothing to
it
stand
in the
on.
United States. You know, it's going to be very
I
heavily
mean, but
taxed.
it's already high in taxes in New York. It's already
Right,
one
but
of the
it's going to do even more because originally these people was paying when they got their SSI checks, their disability checks, they were paying a portion of their rent. Now what Modani has come in and said, hey, you don't have to pay nothing for however many days it is, but in those amount of days you can apply for permanent rent reduction, rent gone.
Yeah,
or
but it's
whatever.
it's not gone. It's just a permanent price. So if
Right.
you
It's
have
a permanent
500, then you just stuck at 500. Now they already did that for 2 years, but my thing is that does it for 2 years. Okay, from 12 months to 24 months. But you know what happens after that? And that's the reason why it's like I
another
saw the
election.
people,
That's
yeah, I
what's gonna
saw the
happen.
people celebrating, you know, but and they're celebrating it now, but I'm like, but does it get worse later? You know, or does it just get better? Because like you talking about with taxes increasing, a lot of people look at that as, yay, I'm celebrating, I don't have to pay more for this.
But everybody else got to pay.
But then what they start to receive becomes less because taxes increase.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I said that's a great point, because if what you get now is less because taxes increase, then did you really win? Did you really gain anything?
No.
And that's what's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But we're going to jump to the next topic, y'all. We got Supreme Court of the United States approves new rules for U.S. asylum seekers.
The Supreme Court rules asylum seekers must seek asylum when on American soil, not on the other side of the border, because technically they're not in the United States.
The simple meaning of the word arrived. You have not arrived if you are standing on the other side of the border. You have arrived if you are in the United States.
The Obama White House first implemented this metering policy in the 2010s. It limits the number of people seeking asylum, which means fewer claims to process. It was then expanded during the first Trump administration. The policy was rescinded by the Biden administration in 2021. Now, this ruling paves the way for its return.
So it creates a situation where if you can't request asylum at a port of entry, where you're trying to come into the U.S. and do things the so-called legal way, all it's going to do is force people to do things the illegal way, or just not be able to do it at all. And it basically undercuts the whole purpose of asylum in general.
The Federation for American Immigration Reform filed a brief in this case, hoping the court would rule this way.
you have to make it clear to people that unless you have a really valid case to seek asylum in the United States, we are not going to entertain these frivolous claims.
Dang.
Yeah, so
Today, 4 men convicted in the murder.
Dang. Dang.
X out the right and X out the left, and let's just go with common sense. I think this is a common sense ruling. You know, I think you know, you can't apply for something before you get to that point. So, you know, if you say, hey, you know, we're giving away $100 to a viewer of DBCHEFTV Brunch with the Fellas, but this person never logs on. He log on to Brunch with the other guys and think that he can get the $100. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's a common.
No, TF is not. No, it's not. It is not.
Yeah,
the
it
same
is.
thing. No,
It
it's
is.
not because participation is not what gets you paid. Subscribing is what gets you paid. So
I'm not talking about. I'm not.
No,
I'm talking about
your analogy. I'm talking
Okay,
about
okay,
your
go ahead,
analogy,
run
and
with it.
that's
Let me
why-
hear what
that's
you
my
got.
response to it because
Yeah.
because the example you gave was that they would have to participate. No, they just have to subscribe. That's it. You don't
Right,
have to-
right.
You don't have to.
But
It
they
helps.
subscribe.
It'll be good. It'll be nice to see you in the comments. It'll be nice to see you in the chat. It'll be nice to see you leaving comments and hitting the like button.
Right,
and all
right.
that good stuff.
But listen, what I'm
if
saying,
you
what I'm
just
saying is
subscribe, that's
they
enough.
never made it. They never made it to our platform to subscribe, so they can't get the prize. So that means what they're
Yeah,
saying is
okay.
if you ain't even make it to the United States, you can't get the prize. You on the other side of the border. You can. I think I'm a
But
left
they
guy.
could, but they could make it to the United States because, but what they saying is even if you make it to the United States and you at the gate, that don't give you can't file for it at the gate no more.
You shouldn't be able to.
You see what I'm saying? You
Shouldn't-
got
you
to
shouldn't
go
be
through,
able to.
but you should be able to at the gate.
No.
You should be able to ask for permission.
No,
at
no,
the
no,
gate.
no, no, no. You should be able to, on that piece of paper they gave you, you should be able to put that I'm here for asylum seeking, but it does not allow you an immediate come through the border and stay at this facility until we vet your ass. You see what I'm saying?
We have a wet foot dry foot policy with Cuba. I think that's still in effect. I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
We about to invade it. We about to invade Cuba. He wanna run over there and invade Cuba. So I mean, that's not.
But what I'm saying is the Cuban asylum seekers have
Not no more.
seek
They ain't got it.
refuge. Is it done?
Not
Is it
under this
over?
administration. Yeah, you can't do it. He said that nobody.
let's
knows.
see.
He's trying to send back all the Cubans. Like it's not. That's not a thing that's happening right now.
The wet foot dry foot policy still in effect. Wet foot was a former immigration derivative that established and mandated. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. Modification. Cubans who successfully made the land full granted parole status after physically residing for the U.S. for 1 day and were typically granted resident green cards. Okay, so the wet foot dry foot policy, Obama ended it. The Obama administration formally ended wet foot dry foot policy in 2017. So I'm way behind. Okay, so that would just but this goes along with. They said that Obama was the one who parented this policy, so it all lines up. It makes sense.
I think it's common sense policy, bro. You know, if you got Obama, you got Obama doing it, and then you got Trump doing it. That's a good middle fucking ground. It's common sense fucking policy to me. You get what I'm saying? I think it's something
with Biden though. What's up with
I think
I'm just teasing. You ain't gotta answer that.
Yeah, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer it. I think what I really think. I think that Biden was Obama's vice president, right? And as vice president, you have to sit back and watch
he was
things.
the president of the United States, man. Like,
No.
what are you talking about?
Biden. Listen.
He was the POTUS.
Listen. Biden was Obama's vice president, right?
Prior to him becoming the POTUS, right?
Right.
Old news, right? But then new news is he's the president.
when he became president, the things that he didn't like, that he couldn't speak about, that Obama did, he wanted to change. I really do believe, as a left
That's
guy,
fair.
I really do believe, as a left guy, that Biden fucked some shit up, straight up. You get what I'm saying? And I believe that this administration was allowed to ride the wave on it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he set aside some of the things that Obama did and was like, yo, I'm going to do it different. Now, here's the thing. Obama did it the way he did it. Biden came in. Trump came in.
Didn't do it at all.
Right. Didn't do it at all. Then Biden came in, and then Trump came in and did the same thing that Obama did. I think it's common sense fucking policy that the American people want. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's
what
not
American people want. What American people want. Have you? But let's. Okay, so I'm gonna rock with you on that. Is common sense to me. Have you heard? Let's just start with the people, the American people that might be around the most. Have you heard Black people talk about how immigration in social circles, how foreigners are taking jobs from them?
I have not heard Black people talk about immigration, period.
Okay, so that's what I'm just gonna start with that first. You know what I'm saying? Before we even go to any other ethnicities of American in the US. So I'm saying that, like, I agree with you that you never heard Black people talk about immigration because it's not a Black issue. It's not a Black social political issue. Okay. So that's why Black people ain't talking about it. Even though Obama brought it up, and we see this now, what I'm saying is like the other guy said, he said, like, this country now, Black history is slave history. We wasn't brought here as immigrants or like to work. Well, we were brought here as immigrants to work on plantations, but not get paid.
Nothing more than that.
At least that's the story. Okay. That is the African-American history. All right. Or history of the African-American in America. All right. And the native person. All right. So because that's the history, then we never seen none of these people. We haven't been challenged. We haven't been we're seeing this now, like socially, where it's these things like pitting everybody together, and you know, with the Asians and the Blacks and the shootings and the death and the who's on this side and who not on this side and all that. But like, ain't nobody trying to go to war. Ain't nobody trying to hurt nobody.
No, we don't want war.
It's a whole lot of talking, but it ain't no whole lot of doing, you know. And then when the dudes things happen, it just be victimization, you know, overload, and it's not anybody like really trying to do nothing. So allowing people to come here has always been something that helped with the economy of the US. And this is why I think it's a problem. I don't think that it's common sense. One thing that I do agree with Biden allowing people to come in, not the frivolous non-vetting process of allowing just anybody to come through. Okay, people in gangs and people in wanted and murderers and all that stuff. Not all them folks. Yeah, it needs to be a more stringent process. But family, I've been out there in the middle of the ocean, seeing people trying to get here and the conditions that they willing to go through to try to get here. I've seen it with my own eyes. Then fed people, then had to retrieve people. Okay. For them to go away with the wet foot, dry foot, for them to say, damn, even if you make it here, you can't even ask. And then when we look at all of the jobs that those people feel, that now Black people be like they too above to do, and still say it ain't no jobs, but they won't go do those jobs. Then what's going to happen is is that we're going to see a decline in the quality of life here, because I mean, some people going to do some stuff. Some people going to start to grow food. Some people going to start to do some self-sustainability things, and they're going to change. But a lot of times it's going to hit people early, and they're going to be reacting because they're not looking at the big picture, seeing how this is affecting everything, you know, because if you're not a person right now, if you could safely say, if you could honestly say and safely say that if somebody came from another country right now, they wouldn't threaten your job right now that you have, then where's the common sense at in, yeah, we can't have people come in here, and when people get here, they can't just stand in line and wait to get in. Like, I mean,
are we talking about asylum seekers though?
Yeah, and they coming from, and when we look at asylum, right? So let's I'm glad you're talking about asylum. So let's look up this, because I pulled this up too. So let's pull this up real quick.
And like, as far as my job goes, asylum seeking, my job pretty safe right now. I'm in a safe place.
All right then. So that just furthers my point. U.S. asylum is a legal protection granted to foreign nationals who are already in the United States or arriving at a port of entry and who meet the international law definition of a refugee. Okay? It allows them to remain in the U.S. instead of being deported to a country where they fear persecution. Okay? So to be granted asylum, applicants must prove that they have suffered persecution or have a well-founded fear of future persecution in their home country. This fear must be explicitly based on one of 5 protected grounds: race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion. All right. So it's safe to say that some of the, like, if there was another country that accepted asylum seekers from the United States, that Black people here would have a leg to stand on to go to that country and to seek asylum, to let them in. If it says something based on race, based on membership in a political group, social group, or political opinion. So, no, I don't agree with Black people out there protesting for immigration. Nah, because there's enough social issues that Black people need to protest for themselves first. That's true. But when you look at this and they put this race thing into it and everything, and then we ask these real questions like, how many people do I know that's Black, that's employed, are worried about an immigrant taking their job? You know, that are doing well for themselves? None. Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. Then why can't people who desire to come and be productive, not the people coming trying to duck prison and all the, you know, it needs to be a strenuous process. It needs to be a proper vetting process so you can add productive people to your society. Because that's what they're doing. But it shouldn't be even if you go through everything you got to go through to get here. If you have to walk 1,000 miles, if you get, you know, who knows, if you get trafficked or whatever type of situation, whatever type you have to go through to get through that you can't even ask at the door. You can't even go through all that to get to the door just to ask. That's what's being taken away with this. And that's what people don't realize, like it's a little bit more deeper than just saying, like, you know, we should increase the security and we should increase the vetting process to make sure that we, you know, add productive people and it's safe for fellow Americans, yeah. But to say you go through all that and you can't even ask, you know, that's taking away, that's like taking away those voting districts.
That's right. That's right.
You know, That's like taking away them black voting districts.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's
a tough one. That's a tough one right there. But
can I ask you something right quick?
man, I'm glad, you know,
I want to ask you something right quick because it's totally off topic, and this is where my brain works. I'm wired a little different than other people. I want one of those hats, bro.
Oh yeah, we can get you one of these, man.
Yeah, I want one of them DB Chef hats right there.
Yeah, link
DB
is
Chef
in
TV.
link is in the description.
Yeah, I want one of those.
Shop with your boy. Get the tea and everything.
Oh, you got. Hey, I want the hat.
Yeah.
You know what? When we go offline, you send it to me. I'm gonna buy the hat and the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna go in the link and hit the description. Handy man.
I'm not gonna do that, nigga. You my cousin, bro. I ain't about to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing all that.
So I gotta send you the link. I already sent you the link.
You ain't gotta send me the link. Just send me the cash app. I'm gonna pay you, and when you come up here in a couple weeks, and bring it to me.
When I come up there in a couple, don't nobody know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about?
Don't nobody know where I'm at.
You know what I'm saying? Come up there in a couple weeks, man. Look,
I want the hat.
I
want the hat.
This the South Beach right here. You know, this joint on the back of it say MIA. This the South
MIA.
Yeah, I got MIA.
I want the hat.
But I'm missing in action though. I'm missing, but I'm in action.
Nigga, your hat is Miami. You ain't missing it. We know where you at. You in Miami.
But I'm in action.
Listen, y'all. Listen, if you want to find DB, he's in Miami. He is on the back of the hat. He's in my my bad.
They don't need to know all that, man.
My bad.
You know, I got different loads, you know, and I never dropped the location. I never dropped the location.
But they know you're in Miami now. My bad.
We cooling though. We cooling. Let's jump into that time that we love.
We love it.
Too many
mimosas.
We got two mimosas for y'all tonight. So
what? Oh, you trying to get niggas drunk?
Yeah. It's Friday night. We coolin'.
Mimosas, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
Let's get it, y'all. So we got a school teacher blackmailed and SA students. This is a wild story.
Whoa.
Okay, but it's worthwhile tonight. So it's worth a couple of wows. So we're gonna get into it.
Let's go.
25-year-old Maris Nichols, who taught biology here at Alexander High, is charged with multiple counts of child molestation, improper sexual contact, grooming of a minor, and tampering with evidence. Authorities allege she had sex with a student twice, once in a school closet and a second time inside a Hummer off campus. Newly released warrants state,
first you get some in the front seat of the Hummer.
Listen, cuz look. I thought you were gonna let it ride, but I got something to say. I got something to say, man. I got something to say.
I ain't had teachers like this coming through school.
Nigga, you took the words right out of my mouth. Where were they? You know what I'm saying?
These teachers
like
right here.
Nigga, I was TTG. I was trained and ready to go. And I ain't never had no teacher like this. None.
Not one.
Feeling some kind of way.
I am feeling some kind of way. Like, man, I missed growing up in a certain, I don't know, our era. This is a bad story, but I'm just
saying. Play the story, bro, because we don't get in trouble.
Male students received inappropriate videos, photographs, and messages from Maris. The mentioned students also received and/or shared video of a student having sex with the teacher. One of the videos shows Maris from behind, and she is wearing a light yellow sweatshirt that has "Jesus loves you" in large letters on the back of the shirt. Another warrant states another victim came forward who has alleged he also had sex with Maris at the golf course in St. Andrews Golf Community and claims there are messages between him and Maris that took place on the Snapchat app. Another allegation, throughout the investigation, it has been said repeatedly on social media apps that the victims in this case were blackmailing Maris by threatening to expose her OnlyFans account in return for a good grade in her class. Investigators all
Yeah, yeah, that sound like normal. That sound about right.
Yo,
I know she was smashing the students though. That's wild.
yeah, but she was also popping off on the OnlyFans and the kids. Listen, so here's what I gather from the story. She was popping off on OnlyFans. She went to go do her school job. The kids was like, "Yo, I just paid for a subscription for Miss Nelson, whatever her name is." You know what I'm saying? And she's popping off. She shouldn't be here, but if you don't do what we're gonna say, we're gonna expose it to the school board and everybody. Then not only are you a teacher, but you're an OnlyFans model, and that's what happened. And then she gave it up to the students to try to save that, which was terrible. It was
Terrible, horrible decision.
Yeah.
Horrible decision, young lady. You are a horrible decision maker and a horrible person. Man, crazy.
I don't even think we need to go no further with this. It's
Crazy.
We know what happened.
Crazy. And for that, what's her name? I can't even remember.
And you know what one of the problems is too? Is that these teachers can graduate at 16 or 17, and then they can come back into the schools before they are 21. You get what I'm saying? She came back to the school young as a teacher. They got a degree, but she still had that high school mentality. You get what I'm saying?
Man, I wouldn't even call that a high school mentality, because I would call that more like a child school mentality, like a P-file, PDF. Like, you 25, boo, you can't mess with nobody your age.
Yeah, it's
or
plenty.
Older dude, like you can. It's plenty of freaks.
Look. She had free reign from 18 to 35. They could have piped her down if she wanted to be piped.
Easy, and she messing with the little boys, with the baby boys, like
crazy work.
Super crazy work. And for that,
they've had way too much to drink. Cut them off.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut you off because somebody should have never invited you to brunch. I don't know.
I'm honestly mad. Like, where was the teachers at like that when I was in school? I would have happily
I mean, where were the other? How did she get under the radar? How did the other teachers not notice what was happening? You know, like, how was that being so secretive?
Because it was happening when it was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit was fast motion, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she messed up her whole life within the span of a week and a half.
There's nobody else in the teachers' lounge that just was like, something ain't right about this.
No, because all the guy teachers in the teachers' lounge was like, yo, I probably can smash. You know what I'm saying? You know, they regular people,
married
bro.
ones too, huh?
Yeah, they regular people. You said what?
Even the married ones too.
Go ahead, man.
I'm just saying, I'm just going with your story, Cole. You saying everybody want to smash her. She didn't look that smashing to me, you know. But I'm just saying, like, maybe she had a fatty or something. Maybe we ain't see. I don't know.
A teacher is a hard life. I would never want to be.
They did say that they had a picture from the back with a I love Jesus.
Yeah. I would never want to be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I don't want for one. I don't want to deal with kids. I'm gonna smack the shit out of somebody's kid. You know what I'm saying? And then
you are smacking the kids, right?
I'm smacking the kids. That's why I'm not in that profession.
Yeah.
You know, I don't deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how I will react. You know what I'm saying? Bus driver. No, I got a CDL.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Bus driver. I can't be a school bus driver because, when the kids get on there talking crazy, I'm crazy too. I was crazy before you was born. So, I can't do that. I can't do none of that.
Yeah, I ain't never denied crazy. But let's talk about this Juneteenth, crazy Juneteenth weekend of violence. Everybody know that it was Juneteenth. last weekend, last Friday. We wished everybody a happy Juneteenth last Friday, and we did cultural things. But around society, you know, around the nation, man, I thought it was going to be peaceful celebrations all the way through. Maybe like, you know, treating Juneteenth like a day of atonement or something, but it seems like we still having problems. So we just gonna look at it, what's going on.
Time for celebrations across the country. While these people flipped over corporate logos and these people played some tubas, in other parts of the country, the saxophones got louder.
Do you hear me now? I'm okay.
They blared in places like Berkeley and in Milwaukee.
Yo. Stop. Listen. So here's what I don't like. The saxophones blare louder. The saxophones that are playing are from a movie. Right before a murder happened. I recognize what they are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The saxophones was not blaring louder. In these images that we are seeing right now, nobody was playing the fucking saxophone at all.
Nobody was playing the saxophone. That's a fact.
Right. They put that in there because that is the saxophone. That saxophone right now has become on social media the saxophone of death.
Has it become the saxophone of death?
Yes. When you hear that means a death is about to occur.
Man,
that same thing.
That's what happened in Boys in the Hood when they played it, right? When Ricky was,
right. You see what I'm saying?
alley,
So
right?
for them to put that in alignment with this, them saxophones was not playing in this footage that we're seeing. They overlaid that saxophone for the saxophone of death.
I got that. I'm glad you shared that with the viewers, though. Can we finish watching it, though?
Let's go.
But inevitably, some places came alive with the sound of music, like in Baltimore.
One of the largest African-American festivals on the East Coast, officers responded to a large fight, the disturbance involving 100 kids.
You saw large groups of juveniles running, fighting. It didn't really bother the main crowd around the stages, but you can see it on the outer skirts.
Down here, shanking motherfuckers.
The hood thick today. It's Friday in the hood thick.
We also saw some Juneteenth chaos in South Carolina.
The
city of Columbia is announcing a permanent unaccompanied minors policy effective immediately.
Anyone under the age of 18 to be accompanied by a parent, legal guardian, or adult over 21 after 5 p.m. at Finley Park.
So this stroller is just going to stay here? And this guy is entering a combat zone with a baby? Anyway, let's head over to Pittsburgh.
Public safety says more young people are engaging in violence in the city of Pittsburgh. They say there were fights involving groups of teens throughout last night. And one of them, a large fight in Market Square involving 40 to 50 teens. There were several hundred teens in that area at the time. 3 guns were recovered. 5 adults were arrested on charges including aggravated assault. 4 teens were cited for disorderly conduct.
Juneteenth organizers are implementing a chaperone policy for minors.
In Nashville,
about a dozen teens agreed to meet on this street corner behind me for a planned fight. Now, that's when officers tell us that things escalated and a 12-year-old was shot in the head.
And of course, how could we forget the star of the show, Chicago?
According to Chicago police, more than 40 people are hurt. 7 people are dead after at least 24 shootings broke out since 5 p.m. on Friday. The largest incident happened on Juneteenth on the far south side when an SUV pulled up to a crowd that was outside and opened fire, wounding 12 people.
It should be celebrating, and fireworks should not turn into gunshots.
Does a disservice to the community and what Juneteenth is supposed to stand for.
Okay. And to all of those young people
involved,
you know, who didn't get the memo, who didn't get the message from the Julio Foolio shooters,
They've had way too much to drink. Cut them off.
I love that shit.
Yeah. One more time. And one more time for the adults who it didn't affect, who all the kids were fighting back there. And they just say it didn't affect the people in the front. People in the front just stayed in their beach chairs, and all the elders just said, oh, well, that's just the young people fighting.
They've had way too much to drink. Cut them off.
That's right.
So, you know, Juneteenth, any black holiday, you know, MLK birthday, any, you know, we was talking about this earlier with this Julio Foolio case, that, you know, young people die and shoot up and all this stuff all the time. But then I was also having a conversation with somebody that we know, and they have boys. And I asked them, I said, you know, do you check your son's friends? Can you do that? Like if they're doing something wrong, can you check them?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, like if you catch your child and their friend doing something wrong, can you check them? I know you're gonna check yours, but can you check them?
Right.
You know, and what they told me was you can't. And you got to be careful. And that was wild to me. And at that moment, I was like, that was one of the reasons why I'm just like, well, so glad I don't have children. Because when we got caught by an elder, they could check us. They could check both of us. And matter of fact, because that elder checks you, now they're gonna tell your parent, and you embarrassed your parent. Now it's gonna be, you get double the fun.
Right.
So
you will get you get a beat down from both sides.
From both sides, you know. Yeah. And now that that's gone, it explains to me why they could say, why the sister could say it didn't affect nobody in the front. That was just the kids back there, blah, blah, blah. And in a real village, it's about us. It's about a cultural setting. Then the elders get the respect that they're supposed to have, that the youth are not supposed to be conducting themselves like that, because they know the significance of the event, of the day, of why we're here, and what we're doing here.
And the consequences of acting a fool.
I mean, even if they don't, at some point in time, right? Like, that's true. But if your intentions are purposeful, then like you don't even have to worry about a negative consequence, because the consequence of the purpose for being there to celebrate is a good time. Okay.
Right.
So like,
and that's how we was raised. We was raised like that, but it's not like that now.
You know, the consequence of going there, having is to celebrate, to learn history, to, you know, remember things, is a good time, is enjoyment. That's the consequence of it. You know, that's the positive consequence of it. The negative consequence of it is going there and the elders just sitting up front like, oh, that's just the jits back there shooting each other up and beating each other up, acting like ratchet and fools and carrying on. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing to them
at all.
Call the police on them. So we can't police ourselves. Can nobody talk to each other?
Make the situation worse.
Right. And then it's called the people that everybody have a problem with, for real, to solve it. Yeah. So it's just,
you spot on. You spot on, cuz.
It's just wild. It's just
You spot
wild.
on,
It's just
cuz.
wild, cuz. It's wild, cuz. It's like, how do you solve that? How do you? What's the
Yeah,
solution?
right now the whole country is the Wild Wild West, and we
You
gotta
know.
see how it play out.
How do you even survive? I mean, I know how to survive that, but it's just like, how do you fix that? You know, because
Well, you good. I mean, people like us, we good because we got what we got going on, and we stay out the way.
I can say that though,
and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
we made it through that storm, making them bad decisions. Once not even being in them type of crowds, you know what I'm saying? But being around that, being around that activity and stuff, like, I can't even say that because I know after school I used to fight in junior high school, middle school, down the hill all the time, and all the crowds like that. So, it's just like that wasn't the way though. That wasn't the way. So tonight, y'all, we had R.I.P. to rapper Julio Foolio. His killers were sentenced, and they spoke. They dropped some little jewels for the youth, for Jacksonville, for the youth nationwide, since this made nationwide news. And one of the elders in there was stressing that people show this to their babies and had them tough conversations with them to deter them, to let them know what it looks like, since this is, like Cold Season was saying, such a high profile case, and it may be people in your own community going through this, but they don't get all this news attention and the inside to where you can actually see all of the details and the regrets and the mistakes and people speaking on it. So it's something to check out. Then we had Big Tigger, legendary broadcast legend, arrested. And it's domestic, but we think that they either gonna work their problems out, and we send some love and some blessings to them, to their family, man. It's we like to see black love. We don't like to see it dysfunctional, but hopefully y'all get y'all thing together and it's gonna be what it's supposed to be. Then R.I.P. to Take Keith, Grammy nominated producer, found dead at 29. Made a lot of hits, man. Was a young legend on the way. Very sad. He got up out of here at 29. I'm gonna be interested, y'all. We're gonna bring y'all some more stuff when they release some more stuff, because it just sounds strange that he had to have a welfare check. And to me, that's not normal. I think Cold Season was talking about how like you have to be in some form of communication with people, and it stops. And then and then that's where that welfare check comes in. And unfortunately he was found deceased. But rest in peace and love, condolences to the family. Then we had actor comedian Faizon Love arrested for child support, man, bro. Big bro, get yourself together, Faizon, for real. Like, you okay with having yourself looking like a whole bum out here just to not take care of your baby? That's what it looked like as a whole. You can paint the picture any kind of way you want, but that's what it looked like to men.
Right.
I don't know what it looked like to the rest of these.
Nah, that's what it looked like to everybody.
But
we ain't gonna water it down, nigga. Take care of your business.
Yeah, man. Then we went to New York City, and we saw them freeze the rent payments, and like Cole was saying, that's for disabled and for, what did you say, seniors?
And disabled and elderly.
Or elderly, yeah. So, that's cool for them, man. We hope it doesn't turn into something where it's a trade-off and the residents really get a bad deal. But it's gonna be interesting to keep our eyes peeled for, because taxes.
It's definitely gonna raise. It's gonna raise taxes, definitely.
Yeah, because taxes definitely can increase with moves like this. So I don't know if it's an early celebration for folks. Laugh now, cry later. But who knows? We'll see. And then we had Supreme Court.
That's right, Bug. New York City
approves new rules for U.S. asylum seekers. So if you got family in other countries that want to get here, you know, now is the time to figure out a strategy, because they are closing the doors to entry. They are limiting the gates to entry to the U.S. and they're not playing. It's getting tight.
That's right.
It's getting tight, man. It's like if you ain't already here, if you ain't in there, you ain't swimwear. So
you took it old school, boy. You telling your age. In there like swimwear.
In there like swimwear. If you ain't in there like swimwear, man, then you can't get in the pool. So you can't do no type of splashing.
If you saying that, you was born before the 80s. or right at it.
You can't do no splashing. No splashing in the game for you. But it's always splashing in the game for us right here at Brunch with the Fellas. And we appreciate everybody for pulling up tonight.
That's right.
Rocking with us. Shout out lovely ATV. Shout out Bug, New York City. And YC Castro 9703. We appreciate all y'all for pulling up, hanging out with us tonight, keeping us lit in the comment section, in the chat. And y'all, please make sure y'all smash that like button. We also want everybody to have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your week. You know,
4th of July.
4th of July is coming up. Yeah, we talked to them. We talking to them.
We back on. Yeah.
4th of July Eve.
Yeah, we back on.
We get everybody right before the fireworks.
That's right. That's
right.
Yeah,
so we get everybody right before the fireworks. We gonna see y'all next Friday.
I already know the next show is gonna be explosive.
It's gonna be explosive.
It's gonna be explosive.
Yeah, and yeah, y'all. Everybody, make sure to smash that like button. Also, share the content and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV.
And I'm Cold Seasons on DBCHEFTV.
And we are the Brunch Fellas. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on a list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom. So unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.